Are you not going to work tomorrow because of the coronavirus?
Yeah.
COVID-19, SARS-2. You know this weird
I
thing?
am, but we should, I mean, chill. Don't get real into it right away. I'm sorry. I'm still taking my time. I just want to welcome us and everything because,
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna probably edit the video some. But should we be eating bomb pops when it starts? Because this is fun. This is fun.
I think
footage.
it's funny.
Yeah.
Like it's
So let me
very
welcome.
American.
Let me just give it to me so we have something to give to the radio listeners.
Yeah, of course.
Right now, and then
Do
we'll
it.
go.
Well, okay.
No.
I just felt like you could do the radio part later because it
Trying to-
doesn't need to be on video.
Thing is, Will, it's a radio show. Remove the video, and
Radio.
we're here for the words that we have to say, not the faces we have to show.
No, what I'm saying is that for the sake of you and I don't need to be here for whenever you open things up. Just go ahead and do it, though. Welcome to Oops, I Missed Church. I've got cold ice cream in my mouth. Whoa.
See, that's what I just make a mark.
Jeep.
That's the thing, Will. I want to have a nice transition from whatever the radio show is doing into you and I having a conversation.
Okay. Are you ready?
Are you?
I'm done talking.
Well, there's ice cream in your mouth.
Do you need me to do something? Can I not have the ice cream in my mouth?
The noises. I mean, is it ASMR?
Well, I'll stop.
I think it's better if you're unaware of the video. You know?
Oh no, I don't care about that part. I was just saying, like, you could do that. I don't care about the video. I don't want to look at myself.
I wasn't asking you what you cared about.
No, but
Oh.
it's one of the new things I've learned in marriage.
Oh yeah.
You
What?
don't always have to say something.
Mm.
You don't always have to reply.
Oh gosh, it took marriage. It took marriage for you to realize that.
But you know, it's not like.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But I'm all like, if you say something to me, then I'm going to pretend like you're having a conversation with me. Like, aren't you talking to me? Did you expect me just to, not talk back? I don't know. It's like a conversation, right?
Yeah.
But I'm learning.
I'm
an idiot.
You're not. We all are. Maybe.
Oh no, I'm a huge doofus.
You're more than just a huge doofus, though, dude. You know that.
Hey man, I'm all right. I was just joking. I'm okay.
What?
Yo, you just got a pandemic alert on your phone from Uber.
It wasn't a pandemic alert. It was a Adobe Audition. What I'm recording this on right now, I had to pay for it.
Oh whoa.
Yeah.
Is that an advertisement?
No, that's a payment
We should get them
notification.
to sponsor you. We're gonna plug them, and if they want to, they can sponsor us. Adobe.
Oh,
Thanks a
yeah.
lot.
Maybe let them buy an ad at the front. I wonder. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Because I forget that it's filming.
we're saying
It's
nice
an interesting thing to have it in the background filming. If I were to just post the whole video like it is, it's kind of fun because it's quarantine 2K 2020.
It's quarantine.
But it's so outside of what I'm used to, the routine of what I do in Oops, I Miss Church in some way. So it's kind
Maybe the quarantine, you need to let this time be a new time. A time of growth.
of okay.
Planting the seeds in your own home, in your own mind.
I know.
Aren't you gonna welcome them? Aren't you gonna do
Yeah,
that?
I'm just kind of letting it ride for a minute, and I'm letting you finish this popsicle because I think it's just. I don't know. I feel sometimes people might mention something of
feel.
like some smacking of eating a popsicle. I'm just trying to be conscious of.
Care.
I know you don't care, but I'm trying to be conscious of the
Yeah.
listener. Maybe
They're gonna like
it
that.
doesn't matter. It's good. Yeah, you don't.
It's
I
my
guess you don't want to
audience.
care. You kind of want to just.
It's my
You want to
audience.
shock everybody. It's good. It's good. Call me Steve-O.
No, that's R.I.P.
Steve-O's alive.
Yeah, but he's dead. He died a long time ago.
Oh my
You know what I'm
gosh.
saying? It's not fun anymore.
Uh,
It's like Will Ferrell's comedy.
not true.
Will-
Not true.
Will
Not
Ferrell's
true. Not true.
career.
Still fun.
You watched that movie Will Ferrell was in with the rom-com in the snow?
Downhill.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it yet, but I'd like to.
Yeah.
I've heard mixed things. feel mostly
sure
good.
I'm sure it's probably like, oh, that's fun. It's a fun movie. That's an entertaining movie.
Love the cast.
Love the cast. It's they do a great cast. Will Ferrell's so funny. That's what I just feel like. I don't know. I'm also weird about movies.
And everything else.
And everything else. And everything. It's good to sing. It's good to sing. It's even if you're not, my brother texted me today and told me he was drawing.
Oh, that's nice.
So he's never really drawn before. He just started, and they're really cool. These super cool, like really like these line drawings. It's cool. I guess. I think it's really slow his work. I don't think he's quarantined yet, but I'm sure he's next. He's up in Chicago.
Man,
he says like one of two people in his office.
So crazy.
Are you? So you're not working tomorrow?
No, I'm not. See, I think sometimes, dude, I feel like
the
it's hard.
Coronavirus?
Yeah.
Why is it hard?
I feel like because you and I hang out so much. To have you as a guest on my radio show sometimes, like it works for the video thing because we're just chilling, talking, quarantine zone.
Are you uninviting me?
No, I'm not uninviting you, but I'm just thinking about it. Like we have conversations all the time. It's hard for me to treat you like a regular guest in a way, because most of my guests, most of my guests I just don't. Well, because I want there's a more of a curiosity with it when I have somebody that I don't know.
What don't you know about me?
A lot. I'm not saying that there's nothing to be curious about with you, but
sort of mysterious.
The whole way that we communicate, I feel like, I don't know, I want to communicate with everybody like they're my friends.
What are you trying to say?
But before you get to know, I'm saying I love you, dude. I know you so well, but I don't know all my guests so well, and so it's just an interesting thing, a dynamic to think about of having you as a guest.
You're just making observation.
Yeah, and with the radio aspect of it.
With the radio.
I want to treat you like you are a coronavirus expert. Okay? So
it's kind of theatrical.
Yeah, because
that
it's
seems
quarantine.
Like disinformation. I don't want to get
No. Relax. I'm going to Twitter. They got news. Yeah, right.
But
so you could read.
Like NPR. That's basically all NPR does. I love when they go, this guy said this, and they'll start playing the clip, and then halfway, they'll fade him out, and they go, basically what he said is this and that. So
they play a bit of the clip, and then they add a little, and then
some music transit. It's just all
time different things.
Highly produced bullcrap. I didn't use a worse word. Excuse me.
You could have. I appreciate crap.
I don't want you to have to bleep this because I think that's almost worse than curse words. It's I think you'd rather just
bleeping.
Yeah, I think bleeping is more offensive.
Censoring.
Than a curse word. Yeah, censoring. It's more egregious.
Man, the amount of news. I was trying to find the same thing that I saw.
What did you see
earlier? That was just
Well, paraphrase. That's what everyone else does.
Well, it was just the numbers and info about here's what you need to know about coronavirus or whatever.
Right.
And now it's just projections. What will U.S. look like in coming months? And it's a bunch of Washington Post things, and
it's the zeitgeist. They want you to focus on that. That's what they want you to think about right now.
Think about how bad it's gonna be.
Think about how bad it's gonna be. Don't forget how bad it's gonna be.
It's gonna
get bad. We said it was gonna get bad.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay.
It's still gonna get bad, and we're sure of it.
So I want you to be
Want me to read it, or comment on it?
Mm.
Why are you looking? What are you looking at?
I'm trying to think of a way that we could do it.
Bunch of green
more
lines.
with characters and theatrical, because it seems fun to think of
yeah. No, okay.
Coronavirus update, or I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's try it. Let's do it organically. I just don't want to try. I'm not really into trying too hard. I didn't come here to try very hard.
Yeah, I know. That's
and that's okay if we had different expectations.
Oh, there were no.
Yeah, none. But so.
Oh wow.
But yeah, we found some.
Oh wow. What you expect, you experience.
What you expect, what does that mean? Sounds like a.
A lot of times the things that you bring to life with your expectations and hopes, in some ways, I think, not the whole manifest what you want, but kind of that, in a way of I think that there's power in praying for things, and the idea of
right.
You get the desires of your heart.
What do you mean?
In a way.
How so?
Well, I mean more thinking of my religious upbringing and like
Right.
living righteously and experiencing the benefit of living righteously, which might be a sacrifice at times.
Of living righteously.
Yeah.
Which might be a sacrifice at times.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which
There are things
should
that are
be a
beneficial and
sacrifice a
sacrificial.
lot of times. I think a lot of times what makes something righteous is the sacrifice that you take,
Yeah.
perhaps,
Yeah. I'm just asking.
to
I'm
do
just
the right thing.
unpacking it. I'm just double down and
Yeah,
double clicking.
Me too.
Oh, me too. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yes.
The doors are endless. But yeah, no, they're saying it's gonna get like it's gonna get real. But the real problem I think is that it probably was already here, so it just seems like
Yeah, I'm sure.
like
it's
oh whoa
Pennsylvania,
big
right?
boom, but it's actually kind of a slight boom increase just because we're starting to test now. So
Yeah, the testing has been the biggest thing, right?
it's been a huge debacle. Lots of
Been
different
hard to do.
information. Apparently, some of them were wrong, and they just sent a bunch of them back, and then they were sending them. But if I heard one way that was like one narrative that was sort of counter what everyone's saying, not like super counter, maybe just adjacent, slightly ajar. The idea that like it's like the toilet paper thing, but it works the same way with like test kits and stuff like that. If every week they project a certain amount of toilet paper is going to get sold, and so they have plenty of toilet paper being made just constantly because everyone's buying toilet paper all the time, but they buy it sort of semi-regularly as opposed to, and they don't buy
In a panic.
20 of them. They buy about one. There's an average. In fact, the packages are made and designed based off of the average of what people want and how many people are going to be. And then their stock is all based off of metrics and stuff. So they know exactly how much they're supposed to have. And they have it for millions of people. 1.4 million people was the last census in San Antonio. And they're running, I mean, all the stores really, but they're still coming. It's not hard to make it, but
Thank you, delivery drivers.
yeah, thank you, delivery drivers. Thank you, delivery drivers.
Drive-through workers and
I know, dude. I went to Wendy's
doctors and nurses.
the other day.
Yeah, Wendy's.
Yesterday, 2 days ago, when I was with.
I heard they mistreat their farm workers. But
Really, really, I'm never going there again.
well,
I didn't know that.
that is what I
You
heard.
think I'd
but
have
it's-
gone there if I'd have known that? What does that mean though? Mistreat them?
That's the thing. There's so much vagueness to it. It's hard to
It's
know.
like maybe they should have bad boss. Like I don't know if all Wendy's is condemned for one bad experience.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I know what you mean. That's how I feel about
Are
it.
you gonna
as
play
well
some
in a lot of
piano
ways.
for us? Are you gonna sing a coronavirus song? Will you grab the? Is it not turning on?
It's
We
very-
bought this piano together.
It's quiet.
Oh no, that it wasn't playing before, but now it's playing. It was the year 2020. Coronavirus is taken on. Pandemic. Pandemic. Just get a couple B-rolls of that. Pandemic. Welcome to Pandemic.
You know what's great about this Sunday is it's a Sunday that probably a lot of you are missing church.
Oops.
Oops, I miss church, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here, as always. If I do it from the intro that we did just there where I put the marker, it'll be interesting. I could just chop this whole thing together a lot, and throw
It's gonna
in.
be a Frankenstein monster.
Well, it's a pandemic season we're in, William.
Gotta cut things up sometimes to get to the bottom of it.
It's exciting to think about, to me, in some ways,
Weird.
the pandemic. Not
Exciting.
to be a
Yeah,
negative Nancy,
sure.
but sometimes I feel that I thrive in uncertainty and mayhem.
Wow. It's not
That-
really a
that makes me
negative
sound
Nancy.
crazy, right?
Mayhem Megan.
What? It's Micah.
Well, I know. I guess that would have worked better. Your name is Micah. It's right there. It's too easy.
I know a lot of great Megans, though.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I remember a Megan from elementary school. She sat on my head while we were all at the mat, and I was leaning over, sort of like butt in the air. My knees were tucked under and my little elbows. I mean, it was like 4th grade. And I was like coloring something and writing something down that was on the board. And then we were going to sit down. Well, Megan didn't see me with my head low to the ground on the carpet there with my coloring pencil etching out.
Oh, it was an
whatever.
accident?
And she sat on my head. Yeah, on accident.
Oh.
But she's also the girl that said she wanted to be like, she was one of those girls that like, I want to be a stripper when I grow up in like fourth,
What?
fifth grade. Yeah, like she didn't know what she was saying, but that was that kind of girl, and she said it in my head. So
That kind of girl. Relax.
her
No,
name
I
was-
know. Just kidding.
Pretty sure her name was Megan. I'm not gonna say her last name.
Well,
She doesn't even exist.
say
anymore.
okay. I mean, she exists.
Well, I'm just
perhaps.
saying, like, no
I
one
know,
look
in
her
your
up.
mind, I know,
Nobody
yeah.
look.
Of
Don't
course.
even think about
Well,
it.
they wouldn't.
No one's going to it.
If somebody. Oh
Wow,
man, that's
how
creepy to think
hard
about.
would-
If
it's
somebody was
possible,
listening
though.
to "Oops, I Missed Church" in a way that
Someone could go to my
like,
life.
oh,
and
this
deduce-
guest, I could look him up and find this friend that he spoke of.
What if this is
Yeah,
how we get
yeah.
stalkers? What if everyone gets stalkers in the future?
No.
Because there's so much more online presences, and so there's some people that just like to just stalk certain people. They just know everything about them from afar, and they just maybe they call them every once in a while, pretend
I
they're
don't know if
robocall.
that. I don't think that humanity, the stalking instinct, is as prevalent in humanity for that to exist.
But now there's this new, the
I know, even the
voyeur,
ease
like-
and convenience of how easy it is to be a stalker today, because everybody's life is online.
well,
I
maybe it'd
still
be
don't
really-
think.
Yeah,
I still don't think humanity is that far gone where every single person could have a stalker.
and it's kind of maybe not.
I mean, that's kind of like
Sure,
everyone.
sure.
There's an equal amount of stalkers and non-stalkers, and does that mean every single stalker also has a stalker?
Everyone stalks a stalker.
Everyone's stalking
We're all,
someone.
well, maybe we're not. Maybe we're all. I mean, think about who you check. I stalk
Makes me
my
think of-
closest friends on Instagram. I'm like,
What?
Sometimes I can tell you about where someone
What?
was a couple days ago. It's like, oh yeah, I saw he was there.
Okay, yeah.
You saw that person was. How do you know that? You weren't there. Were you there? No, I wasn't there.
It's like
I saw a
subliminal
photo of it.
stalking.
I saw a photo of it.
Yeah.
I know he was there. It was like I was there. I liked it.
Not the same.
Double click. Think about it. Pandemic.
No.
I'm just joking. It's a joke. I'm just keeping things light. What did you want to play a song? Did you write a song for the pandemic?
No, I didn't. I'm not.
What is your craziest prediction about the future in the near future? 20 to 30 years.
Craziest prediction?
What about this time?
I'll
will
say
change
something
our
about
future?
today. Today, that this, I want it to be heard.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, bud. Hey, we can go
I
wherever
heard
you want.
earlier this week that on Sunday, somebody had heard from somebody that works in Homeland Security there was going to be a bit of a shutdown.
Well,
Could be a total myth, right?
it
I
could
have
be
no
a
idea.
lie.
No idea.
Seems like
but
hearsay to me.
It's today, Sunday. Could be happening. I'm curious if people are going to be listening to this perhaps and thinking, yep,
We called
we
it.
got locked
Well,
down. We're in.
well,
We're locked. Or, yep, classic.
What if we? Well, if we
Just
call
another
it, it's kinda-
rumor.
we're kind of ahead of the game right now. People are gonna look at us for information after this point.
Hmm.
I doubt it.
Maybe. If so, sponsor me.
Ooh. Ooh, begging for money.
No,
Ooh.
I'm not. I'm not.
Losing my job. Ooh.
Well, that's an interesting thing.
I
You gotta
am-
be
I'm-
creative
I'm
with your
terrified.
economics here coming up. Perhaps
I'm terrified.
lots of people are losing their jobs.
I'm
I heard
terrified.
tons of people just on Thursday last week.
Yeah. I'm
Losing their
terrified.
jobs.
I'm absolutely terrified.
Mm.
They're saying a friend of mine received an email from her CEO of a very large media organization. And in that email, he said it was going to be worse than the fallout of the 2008 recession, worse than after 9/11, and like worse than some other traumatic. Like he was like really like hyping it up. Like people are like legit scared about it. Like it's never happened. Because even in the 2008 recession, people still went to school. You know, like
Well, yeah, there wasn't. It was all economic. It wasn't.
Yeah, well,
like
people
life-threatening
restaurants were
thing in a
open.
way. You know, apart from people are going to run out of money and die from this
Yeah.
recession because
But
I'm
they-
sure that
hotels
happened.
were still open.
Mhm.
Flights were still going. You know, like it's those are all like new things that have never been shut down. Like in the time we live in, things are so moving fast. They're moving so fast these days. Everything's so dependent on it happening, and it's all projected out. So they know exactly how much money they need to make in order to It's all so.
The system may be crumbling.
The system is a mess. It's dusty. It needs tune up. It needs an update. Mostly software, probably. But some hardware.
Software, hardware. It does need an update, but I think that's where I'm
It's like,
it's easy for me to be hopeful in disaster because I feel like it brings a sort of revelation and cleansing in some ways of like, oh yeah, all these things that we think we have control of and know about, we actually don't.
Yeah, that's something my boss said. He was like, it just reminds me how easily this could all go away. Like, you know, like you could just, it's so fickle. Like,
Yeah, well, just life itself.
yeah, like, well, just like that, like we have these jobs that we think are secure, and they're not. I mean, the jobs that I've lost and the ways I've lost them are hilarious. Like, you know, I worked at a church and it caught on fire, so they couldn't afford to pay me.
Wow.
Not hilarious, but like cosmically, like
right.
ironic,
I know what you
like
mean. Yeah.
a deep sort of, not like a laugh out loud.
Funny in a strange, like peculiar way.
Yeah,
kind
I
of.
worked with a kitchen. I worked with a kitchen resurfacer, and then I got a job at a popsicle place because he couldn't pay me, and then I became the manager of this place, and then like they promoted me, fake promotion, which is just I did more people's work for a little bit more pay, which is fine. It was the way it was, but then the shutdown. Like it was just some odd. I worked for a gourmet popsicle joint that shut down because they made some weird decisions.
They were good popsicles.
They were great popsicles. They just got a little too big for their britches.
Mm.
And so far, I still have this job, but it'd be a bummer if it was because of the pandemic I lost a job.
Yeah, bummer. Absolutely. Anybody that's lost their job because of this.
So sad.
So sorry.
A close friend of ours have lost. I feel so connected to this event.
Well,
I really
everybody.
do.
That's what's so interesting about it is, no matter who you are in the world right now,
Yeah.
unless you're like living completely somewhere where technology is not
You haven't even got
infiltrated,
this information
but
yet.
like those places are running very, very thin. Like, I mean, they just aren't around as much, you know?
Yeah, it's great. It's
like-
like I guess it's super. People. I go to people's homes though still for my job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say the company. Doesn't matter. Just in case they don't
Right,
want this to
of
be
course, yeah.
broadcasted, but people don't care. Still, when I call people, when I call people, they care. When I'm at their houses, so I've managed to make it to the consult. They're the kinds of people that are like, I know this is so stupid. I can't. I was talking to a guy. That's so stupid. I can't believe this. Are you kidding me? It's the flu kills way more people, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that's true. But I think, like, isn't like everyone saying, yeah, but like it's just like he was so.
There's a lot of room for.
Well, I mean, I think people are
tragedy.
scared. I think people are scared because people know, like, if it was real, it's like, if this is real, which I think it is. We both think
clearly,
it is.
yeah, it has to be. I mean,
But there's some people that think it's like way over proportion. You know, it's
some people
dumb.
think you can't trust any of the numbers that you see, and like it's all completely a farce. Just the media lying
So
to us.
you can't
a
vaccinate
government
your kids.
thing.
I don't.
Well, it's
Some
like
people believe that, you know, or flat Earth.
it's all yeah.
People
I
are
don't know.
nervous about like forced vaccination. Like, what if we live in a society that after a big event like this, they start doing all these crazy research and testing, and they tell us, "Oh, we figured it out. We have the vaccine that will cure every disease." And so we go, "Oh, that's great, awesome!" And they go, "And because of the last pandemic, we've decided, we've all voted on it, right? Everyone, we've all voted on it, that this everyone has to do
It's
it.
required.
It's required. And if you don't do it, we're going to break down your door and, you know,
Take you to prison and
take
make
you to
do it,
prison
or
and make
what?
you do it. Yeah. Like, what if it got that intense? Like that South Park episode when they're tying up the kids. It seemed like whenever a pandemic like this happens, like, people are like way more like, yeah, it should be mandatory. But then it's like, wait a minute. What does that mean?
Yeah, where does the
'Cause then,
freedom
how do I know
and
what's in
liberty
this thing? Now it's like, if everyone has to take it, what isn't? I do want to know. Is it going to kill me? Are you taking it? Like, you know, is everybody taking the same thing? You know, I mean, not that. Just when it gets so
It's like
powerful,
a classic
it's like,
sci-fi movie.
Well, because here's the deal: they got birth control wrong for so many years, and I don't think they were genuinely trying to make it wrong. They just didn't figure it out. And so, if they started mass vaccinating us with some super killer of viruses, there's no way that doesn't have some negative. And now it's super high scale, and that's super absurd. But, you know, something like this could be a stepping stone for something like that, because that's how history works. It doesn't all happen at once. It kind of slowly
Trickles along
sort of trickles
like a
along.
puddle of molasses.
But then all of a sudden, it just kind of, the pieces get set up, and so a pandemic like this is just setting up. It's just all potential. Even though it's super kinetic,
Yeah.
it's a lot of potential buildup because it's
There's
so
a lot
much
of
decay.
There's just so many factors to
It's
everything.
like a few. It's like, yeah, it just makes things tight. Makes the air different. people are different. Gas stations are different. Like people are talking about it. Like it's weird.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. It's so interesting just how much of a global event it is. You know, like an undeniable global event where every single human is like, oh man,
this is a bummer.
It's a real thing.
It's wild because we're all doing it too, right? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's a neat connectivity experiment in some ways. Not to make it less tragic than it really is, but.
Well, I mean, I think that. I mean, I guess the only way to. I mean, obviously, like, I do have a hard time with people going like, just give it to God. God has got this. You guys are being silly. I'm like, I wonder if they said that during the bubonic plague. I'm sure they did, but they were like, yeah, God save us. We're all dying.
That
like
reminds me.
I don't think we should blame God for it, but I'm just saying we should be careful about how we attribute,
I'm gonna not to get too religious.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna read a prayer.
Read it.
Of lament.
Read it.
Over the coronavirus pandemic. This is from Ravi Zacharias International Ministries.
I like that guy.
I'm just gonna read the whole caption. Do you mind? It's gonna take a little while.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, not hours, just a couple minutes.
It's
a lament.
It's a dirge. It's a real lure.
A lament is a prayer searching for understanding and peace in the midst of suffering or disheartening circumstances. The Old Testament psalmists and prophets wove many such prayers of lament into their writings. Below is a prayer of lament over the coronavirus pandemic. Hear our cry, Almighty God. Listen to our prayer. How long will we have to hide in our homes from this invisible enemy? Where will it strike next? And whom? And what if? Our screens relay a continuous escalation of suffering and death around the world. Panic and anxiety abounds. Our souls are weary from the strain of the life-altering unknowns. Heavenly Father, from the depths of our pain and confusion, we cry out to you. From fear-filled hearts and anxious minds, we plead with you. Rescue us, Father of compassion and grace. We lift up our eyes to you, Lord God, the one who sits enthroned in heaven. On all who have contracted the virus, Lord, have mercy. On all who have lost loved ones to this sickness and are in mourning and anguish, Lord, have mercy. On all who are unable to earn an income because their jobs have been suspended, Lord, have mercy. We cry out for healing and needed resources. We cry out for comfort and peace. On all medical professionals and caretakers attending to those infected with the virus, Christ have mercy. On all scientists and technologists striving to find a vaccine and to make it available, Christ have mercy. On all leaders of institutions and governments as they make decisions to try and contain the virus, Christ have mercy. We pray for strength in the long and exhausting hours of labor. We pray for wisdom in the research and difficult decisions. Oh, continued in the link in our profile. I'm not going to read the rest because that feels like a good spot to end it. But
hook, line, and sinker.
I liked that. What?
Hook you there at the
Yeah,
end.
go follow Ravi Zacharias International Ministries.
Support.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I appreciate a good lament.
Yeah.
Well, because I think it's important to be okay with mourning. Not the daily mourning, but the grief mourning.
Yeah, we're going to have something closer to a grief, just an existential dread coming our way. Because life is going to be different for a lot of people. For most people.
I know, I'm so curious about the real long-term effects and just how long of lasting thing it's going to be, because just recently China had their first day without any cases or whatever,
right?
But that's the thing where it's
we're really just kind of at where Italy was a few couple days ago. So it's gonna be over. It's gonna stop.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay, but things are gonna be. It's gonna because of the way the internet is playing
implications
a role,
and the effects,
and the way people are scared about it being worse because it is kind of spreading fast. And what if it was more deadly? Sure. and we didn't have a vaccine? What if it had killed 50% of the infected? That means there'd be like 100,000 people dead right now across the world.
Well, there's already been 200,000 deaths.
200,000 infected. Over 200,000 infected.
Oh,
there's
right.
9,000 deaths. About, almost.
Wait, so there's only been 200,000 cases?
Yes. 80,000 have recovered.
Okay.
So the problem is it's super infectious. And it blew up in China like wildfire.
Yeah.
You couldn't contain it. And then Italy, same thing. And so the problem is if you made everyone get sick in a country at once, it overwhelms the system. Not everyone's going to be super sick, but there's going to be enough super sick people that there won't be enough spaces in the hospital.
Right.
And so then people are dying of the disease, and then the people are dying of just things they're not supposed to die, like sort of more not
Anything,
routine,
yeah.
but like they're.
It's such a distraction from everything else.
Right. And so and
like
then plus you got people getting out of jobs, and they're closing. People are nervous about getting sick. People are nervous about getting quarantined. It's all because of this kind of like need. Because it is scary, because it is super infectious. Super infectious.
Yeah, it's nice that there's been so many recoveries.
Yeah, 80,000. Yeah, I mean, so it's
and
not
that the folks in Wuhan are seeing blue skies. That's nice.
Yeah, well, yeah. There was no new reported cases in China. Now they said that could be somewhat
right, but
unknowable,
still,
but
I mean the thing. There's just like there's better. Already like light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think sure it's going to have serious implications and effects on everything, but it may not be as worse as everybody thinks it's going to be. And that, I don't mean it to just be like a pass it off kind of guy, but
only kind of nervousness again, like China and Japan and Korea were able to kind of halt it, which they've had the lowest, the most minimal curve. You know, everyone keeps talking about the curve of the virus. Like we want it to be a long and slow curve as opposed to a fast and high curve. It means way more people die really quickly, but it kind of drops off faster, or less people die, but it kind of drags on a little longer. And, you know, so arguably the low and slow is better, you know, but that's, you know, so the idea is that it's more contained. But Japan, China, they have authoritarian sort of governments, and they have these different cultures where they're better at sort of that collective, okay, we're all doing this now. Because they shut down Wuhan. They shut down Wuhan like way soon, you know, like they shut it down, you know, and it was wild. And so way before like we're shutting, like they shut down a whole territory, like millions of people.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about. Like,
so that's why they stopped.
If you were under a monarch or something, or some type of authoritarian leadership like that, where I don't know, maybe
that's why people are scared of Putin,
but because
he's authoritarian with a ton
freedom
of money
and liberty, man.
Russian. So it's like that's the idea is he can get things done faster than America. It's like if he does something crazy, it takes us a little longer to do something crazy back because we have to go through. I mean, ideally, the checks
and balances, yeah.
Or like in a perfect world.
Yeah.
That's what makes it scary.
It's wild.
Coronavirus, 2020.
I know. I get sort of.
No,
I'm already like tired of hearing about it.
I am tired of hearing about it. I heard a thing on what's it called? That podcast, Enlightened Heart, Engaged Heart.
Oh, okay. Go on.
What was it called?
With John Eldridge?
With John Eldridge, I feel like a doofus.
Ransomed Heart.
Ransomed Heart. Yes, I think that's it. They can find it. Audience, go there if you want. Anyway, saying like he was talking about how like it's got our attention, and he goes, and I don't think that's good. And he says, you know, it needs to be
fix your eyes on Jesus.
Fix your eyes on Jesus. And and so the first part of that statement, you know, I mean, one, it's like, okay, yeah, obviously replace it with a good thing. You know, replace it with Jesus, you know, but I think you got to be a little careful with things like that. But I do think like the idea of it having our attention can be sort of like all of our immune systems are all like turning on, like ding, 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 ding. Like it's like there's probably some value in like weighing out the attention because we've never had the ability to have such attention on something like this before.
It's good to be like aware, I think, you know, of a pandemic and the possibility of getting sick and stuff. But I wonder if he was more, I don't know, I just am thinking like, just don't let fear rule you.
No, yeah, and I think that's a wise addition.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Vivian.
Pardon us. But yeah, it's a wild time to be alive. Can't believe it. I do want to talk about something else, though.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
I was curious if you could be any type of professional athlete. Which sport?
Runner.
A runner, a professional runner.
Yeah.
Get paid to run.
Be cool. Be cool.
You're telling me. Just kidding. Really, I guess I feel like
it'd be fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't like running as much when I could.
I kind of like running now.
Now,
so if I could dedicate a lot of time to it,
if I could run, I think I'd love it.
Or sailing. I'd like sailing. Would be fun. I think that'd be really romantic.
I've always had a romantic idea of being a sailor.
I'd like to be a professional hiker.
I'd rather not sail athletically, though. That feels kind of lame.
Why does that feel lame?
I don't know, because if you're going to be sailing, you ought to be doing something good on the water, like bringing supplies to someone or providing something.
You feel like I'm sailing.
It's like
to be the fastest boat.
I athletically sail. That's.
I feel super fast across
rowing,
the ocean.
I feel.
Oh, okay, you feel like that's working harder.
Well, it's more like this is a sport.
Okay.
Sailing feels more like
I feel like
job,
maybe if you'd sail
and also something you can fall in love with. You know,
also you can fall in love with. I don't know. I could see us taking him sailing,
athletically sail.
I like the way you're so you're so uptight about sailing.
No, I care a lot about it.
I just don't want people like.
I don't want it to be abused. You know, it's not just a hobby, not just a sport.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, if you're gonna let the sea,
something you gotta know.
Rule.
What
in a lot of ways.
What would you do? What would professional sport? Magic wand, so like you could have legs again, just for the sake of because sports, a lot of them you really need. Maybe you could do one with and without legs. Yeah, but I mean, hey,
I think it'd be cool to. I like extreme sports.
Right, you're extreme.
You know, like snowboarding and motorcycles.
I love
I think it'd be fun to be a dirt bike racer.
Right.
You know, professionally, that'd be cool.
Yeah, no, that would be cool.
But no, I don't think about sports a whole lot. I'd rather do music.
Why'd you ask me the question?
It's a fun thing to ask.
If you could have dinner with your least favorite person,
I don't have
like what's the
and what is how are you gonna answer least favorite person?
What do you gotta pick your worst person. It's like a curve. Like so, it's like a really bad person that you would never have.
Historical figures.
Think about it. So you have like bad people that you like. I don't care. I would never even go to dinner with that. But what's like the lowest one? Like the lowest bad guy that you would go. If it's just dinner.
I'm pretty much willing to have dinner with anybody. Will.
Okay. So then who wouldn't you have dinner with?
I don't know.
Hitler.
I'd still have dinner with him.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'd still sit down and talk to anybody.
We're editing this part out, right?
No, what?
Just kidding.
I'm not mean.
I'm joking.
Just because I'm like,
it's a joke.
That it is interesting to me how some people.
Oh yeah.
Like people accused President Trump of meeting with Putin or North Korea.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un.
Right.
And then Pete Buttigieg said he would not do that. Wouldn't even meet with rulers like that, which I understand to say like, no,
good monkey.
It's wrong what you do, but it's like, I think that's an idea of leadership in some ways. It's like being willing to have a conversation with someone you totally disagree with. Like,
you can't take anything they say.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, as
other
far
than
as
what they think that they
yeah.
ought to project, like to get certain people.
And I'm not meaning
it's
he didn't
all
like
a
get
game.
to
They're
me
like
or whatever.
dialing. It's one of those pianos, you know.
Right.
They're all like
Ding, ding, ding.
That's what they're just dialing a bunch of different things to try to turn the black vote up, turn the Mexican vote up. Oh, and the Asian vote here is high. That's all they talk about. Oh, the black vote in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of Mexicans in Nevada, it turns out. Bernie Sanders wants them. It's terrible.
I'm tired of the virus and I'm tired of the election.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was getting tired of the election because it was awful.
Yeah,
that crap.
the virus really took over.
And the virus.
Like, okay, I guess Biden's the nominee or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so. That sucks.
What a time
who
to be
endorsed
alive.
him? It was what's her name? Tulsi Gabbard is out of the race, and she wasn't going to win.
Did she?
But she was kind of she endorsed Joe Biden. Yeah.
Man, wow.
Wow, right? It seems like
they all are except Bernie now.
She just doesn't think Bernie. I think a lot of people really don't like they really think Bernie.
Well, it is interesting his like bill passing record. He's not had a lot of bills pass, I guess.
Yeah.
For being in the Senate for so long, but
yeah,
I mean,
I heard today. I heard the other day that he does want to do. So the problem with Venezuela's socialism, the main problem, is when they bought the means of oil production. When the government, so they're talking about basically doing that sort of same deal where they're going to reallocate the resources, like the energy resources, which is just usually ends up kind of going like that. I think in Sweden and Norway, I don't believe are set up quite like that. They're a social democracy. It's not
democracy.
Democracy.
I don't know much about foreign governments, but
I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what the difference between the dudes. I mean, I think you can make a case either way that's bad, but
don't talk over me.
Don't
ever.
Medicopa.
No, I know. I'm just Medicopa. No. But we're wrapping this up, Will.
Is it time to go?
Your laundry's done. And you guys can stay as long as you want, but your wife wants to go home.
So then I can't stay as long as I want?
You two are one.
We are indeed. One flesh. What time is it? How long have we been talking?
We've been talking for almost 40 minutes.
Wow.
A little less. About 39 minutes. You got any final thoughts for coronavirus victims 2020? And victims? I mean, by victims, I mean all of humanity. Because it's affecting everything, you know? Can't help but hear about it. Can't help but talk about it.
I don't know. Get out there and run. Breathe a little fresh air. Get those lungs pumping. I mean, they say drink a lot of water. I think the washing the hands thing is as much as you should always wash your hands. I wash my hands a lot ever since I worked in that kitchen.
It's good to wash your hands
a ton. I always do after the bathroom. But technically speaking, it's like mostly airborne. So like the way you're more than likely going to get it is when you're in a big crowded room with people and they're breathing around you. Like that's...
Yeah, it's hard to turn off the breathers.
Yeah. So I think that's... But, keep washing your hands. No one's going to...
Keep washing your hands?
No one's listening to me. Well, obviously,
I didn't necessarily... I'm just saying, like, maybe beyond just the practical, like, yeah.
I think we should all hold each other's hands and go to the biggest stadium we can do and run around and just see how many people can get coronavirus, build up an immunity. The chaff will fall off, and we will start a new cob of corn.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, humans are a lot like plants in some ways.
I met a dude at the bar the other night, and we can end on this.
Okay.
I love when people say that. We can end on this.
I appreciate it sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, I know this is going to end soon. Okay. Yeah.
I almost ended it earlier, but now I know. Now I know I can wait.
No, we're going to wait. He's going to end it for me. It's also polite.
So now if we don't, they're going to be mad.
We're never going to finish. What was I saying?
The guy at the bar the other night that you met.
The anarchist. This dude, it was his birthday, and all of his friends had finally gone. He was still talking to me about politics. We'd finally worked our way to it. We have been talking about mostly nonsense. Maybe some more here, but he was like, I want total anarchy. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, I want it all to burn, the whole system. And I was like, why? That sounds terrible. He goes, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to work. I think that's what needs to happen is it all needs to burn it all down. He goes, and I was like, that is so wild. He goes, I want my grandma to have to go back to work.
That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, I want my grandma and grandpa to pack sack lunches and go work at a factory and be tired. And he was like, I want to burn it all. I want them all to be poor again. And it was like, that's so terrible. He's like,
yeah.
I think he was just being stupid. But
he may have been joking, or he may be
drunk,
obsessed by an ideology.
Ideology. It's the word of the day. You thought pandemic was the word of the day. What does ideology mean, Micah? If you look it up on your phone, I'm going to be so mad.
Really? It's easy. It's so convenient. You can just look it up on your phone.
Do it. It's like the second brain. Yeah.
What does ideology mean?
A system of ideas and ideals, especially one which forms the basis of economic or political theory and policy. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Yes.
The ideas and manners of... Oh, shoot. I don't want to hear it. It's what you believe. It's like your worldview. An ideology is a worldview. It's how you view and frame your existence, perhaps.
Yeah.
But there's already been so many worldviews established.
Right.
A lot of times it's sort of picking which one you want to live by and
Just
allow to
by it
fill your idea bucket in some ways.
You're done having ideas. You're just like, no, that's the idea I'm having.
Well, no, I think there's something about all the idea, like there's certain ideas that prevail, you know, like religious ideas and things like that, of the story of Jesus Christ, you know, that's the ideology that I ascribe to, the worldview. So I want to live my life based off of Jesus Christ. And there's so many ideologies.
Yeah, ideas are really the
pretty
thing.
Broad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you have the right idea, you know?
You and me both.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good place to end, Will.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, man. Oh, you're just leaving? You're not even going to say bye. Wow. Dramatic. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much. See if we'll post this video. I don't know if he even wants to say goodbye or anything. Doesn't care. Look at that, 51 minutes of footage.
It was a joke, dude. I was just being joke leave. It was like a joke leave, like silent walk off.
My hair's been sticking out of my hat this whole time.
Dude, it looks so cute. Look like that cartoon. That little...
Hey, thanks for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Oops, I missed church. What a pleasure. Love you.